Okay, I thought of a story. This is when I was 6 years old, and we lived in Parma Heights, which is the west side of Cleveland, suburban area. Parma is the biggest suburb, which was segregated all the way into this new millennium. It was really bizarre what the realtors would do, but this is a happy story. I was playing t-ball, rode my bicycle to go play t-ball. T-ball is just controlled chaos. It's basically like soccer for kids. But I took it pretty seriously. I was the catcher, and you had to stop the ball constantly. And we all rode our bikes. There was no problem. And as I was reading the statistics, there were more child abductions in the 60s than there are in 2013, 2014. And so that wasn't really a worry because the media hadn't exploded into making it a worry. So we play t-ball. We all have our bikes in this one area. And this area is the top of a hill. And at the bottom of the hill is a river. And this is probably one of the most shocking, violent things a 6-year-old could experience. Actually, there's more curiosity and interest. I wish I was there to watch. But some kids, hooligans no doubt, took the bikes, no locks back in that day, and pushed them down the hill and into the river where they were disappeared or are at the bottom of the river. And fortunately, for some reason, they didn't take my bike. They just took a handful of bikes, and I was able to ride my little red bike home. Unfortunately, a few years later, I had an incredible accident at high speed on a bicycle. I was about 10 years old, and we went to see the movie Patton with my father. Now he lived in Cleveland Heights, and it was a great movie. And I don't know how he tolerated our obnoxiousness of running around, sliding underneath the seats and making all kinds of noise and general annoyance. He just pretended like he didn't know us. I think that was his general strategy. But on the way home, the bigger kids were just flying, just flying. There's a big hill there, too, at the theater, which still exists, I think. And I needed to get onto the sidewalk because I was going against traffic. And I hit a curb that was just a little too high for my bike to handle. And I was thrown probably 10 feet, 8 feet into the air. And I was stopped by a sign, like a street sign, and it fell straight to the ground. And I was hurting really, really badly. Bruises. It probably would have killed me today, but the resiliency of youth at 9 or 10 years old. And my father came by, and he didn't have any. He's a board-certified medical doctor, and he didn't have anything to say at all. He was just annoyed that we wanted to go down that hill so fast, and this is what you get for it. And the bruises healed. The bike, my brother ingeniously got a rubber hammer and literally just pounded the frame. It was a $24 bike, I remember, and they wanted $26 to repair it. So my brother just got this rubber hammer and just pounded the shit out of the frame and made it straight again. And I rode it for another year or two. So biking, the west side of Cleveland.